Hello everyone, my name is Tim Brown. Welcome to another episode of My Apple Podcast. I'm very excited about this episode because I decided to take a different spin, not only on podcasting, but on the content of this podcast. In the past I featured news readers for the iPad, and mainly because I'm very interested in RSS feeds. I have a podcast, I listen to tons of other podcasts, and so RSS feeds are important to me, and I'm very curious about how people are using them. Well, for this episode, I decided to focus on one application that uses RSS feeds, but uses them in a very unique way. For this episode, I'm going to introduce the application News Anchor, and which is an application that uses RSS feeds as well as TTS or text-to-speech technology to present to you RSS feeds in the form of an avatar reading the news to you. And this is very exciting. Anyway, I'm going to introduce you to Alex, the avatar, who's going to present the rest of this podcast to you, and then I'm going to join you at the conclusion and you tell me what you think.
I'm pleased to join Tim Brown for this episode of my Apple Podcast, an episode that will focus on this special application called News Anchor. My name is Alex, one of the reporters for News Anchor, and I will go over all of the exciting features. News Anchor is an application that is available in the Mac App Store that combines RSS feeds with TTS or text-to-speech technology. The news is then presented by a selection of avatars, like myself, who present the news to you throughout the day. Like Flipboard, Pulse and many of the other news readers, News Anchor will bring updated news events as the feeds update through the course of the day. At the top left of the application, you will find a feed icon. When you click on the icon, a sliding drawer will appear with a list of your current feeds. You can click on the plus sign to add new feeds and the minus sign to remove them. When you click on the pencil or annotate tool in the middle, another input box will appear. This is where you can adjust the settings for News Anchor. In this box, you will find the feed name, a description of the feed address, and user ID or passwords, if required. Below this you will find the assigned channel and the available channels below. Next to the feeds icon is the add feed icon. This is a simple and direct way to add a new feed. News Anchor also allows you to organize your feeds into channels or categories. You can do this by clicking on the add channel icon. Here you will enter the name, description and how often you want to update the channel. You can click the refresh button to update your feeds and click play to hear the channel of your choice. Your channels will appear in the form of thumbnail tiles. If you click on view at the top, you can also view the tiles in modality view. As you roll your cursor over a tile or channel, you will see several options. When you click on the icon at the bottom left, a dialog box will appear displaying the date and time of the feeds, with an option to play or exit. When you click on the icon at the bottom right, you will have a number of options to customize News Anchor. For example, under a channel, you can edit the title and description. Below, you can choose to generate episodes on an hourly, daily, semi-weekly, weekly, or fortnightly basis. You can choose to keep or archive episodes, ranging from 3 to 1,000. You can also choose to have episodes from 3 days ago to 10 years. At the bottom left, you will find another option to adjust the scene settings. Here, you can choose View News Anchor in normal, modality, or full screen mode. One of the most exciting features of this application is the ability to generate podcasts. When you select Generate Podcasts and Add to iTunes, an audio recording in the form of a podcast will appear in your iTunes library. When you select the Feeds tab in the same window, you will find a list of your assigned feeds for this channel. Here you can choose the up and down arrow keys to remove and or add feeds to the channel. The other tab in this window is the Newscaster tab. Here you can choose to male or female or choose Kitty as your presenter. You also have a number of options for voices. If you prefer a male voice, you have the option to listen to Bruce, Alex or Fred. If you prefer a female voice, you can listen to Kathy, Vicky or Victoria. You also have the option to select Show More Voices. Here you add more entertainment to how you receive the news by selecting Deranged, Hysterical, or Ba to augment the voice. Underneath, you find a slider to modify the speaking rate. At the bottom of this window, you will find a preview area. This is where you get a preview of your avatar, with an option to customize the background. To learn more about News Anchor, visit the News Anchor website. Overall, this is an app that synthesizes all of the latest technologies to bring news feeds to you in an exciting new way. Thank you, Tim, for bringing me on the show.
And thank you, Alex, for being on the show. So what do you think of News Anchor, the application that combines TTS with RSS feeds? Kind of interesting. It does at least let you know where things are going right now. As a matter of fact, things are going in a variety of different directions, but this is one direction that I like, and I thought I would highlight this application for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to check me out, you can check me out at myapplepodcast.com. The script that I used to record News Anchor is on my blog page, actually. My blog is myapplepodcast/blogspot.com. And there you will see the text, which is attached to a feed that I then subscribed to through News Anchor, and the News Anchor then read verbatim the text I had on the blog. So that's kind of how I did that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.